Rocky. Hi, you want to join us today? All right. We got a little Rocky dude joining us. I don't know if you guys can see him down there. So the first step for most folks when they're thinking about starting a business is to form an LLC. Not all the time, but a lot of the times. That's kind of the first step that people go to. I need to start an LLC for my new business. But it can be tough to figure out. Is this really the right move? Should I form the LLC now before I've even started my business? Am I gonna get the benefits from it that I think I'm gonna get? So today we're gonna talk it out and talk about a few questions that you can ask yourself to help you determine if you should start an LLC for your business and if it's the right move for you. Welcome back, everybody, to All Up in Your Business. I'm attorney Aiden Durham with 180 Law Co. in Colorado. If you're new to All Up in Your Business, welcome. Please do subscribe if you haven't already done so and click the little bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. You can also check the description if you want to download my free Ultimate New Business Checklist, which is going to give you a bunch of other tips and helpful information if you're trying to get a business started. Quick legal disclaimer for you all. I am a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. The stuff I talk about in my videos isn't a substitute for actual legal advice. If you need help with a legal situation, you should consult with a lawyer who's licensed in your state. Don't just rely on free info you get on YouTube. If you do decide to move forward and form that LLC for your new business, our friends over at Tailor Brands are going to help you through it and make it such a seamless and easy process. Tailor Brands is a one-stop shop for aspiring business owners. It's an all-in-one solution if you've got this great idea for a new business, but you're not quite sure where to start. They make it so easy to form an LLC in any state. But it's not just the LLC they're going to help you with. From registering your LLC to designing your very own logo, Tailor Brands is the only platform that offers everything you need to start your business all in one place. Like I said, they're not just going to help you with that LLC formation, even though that's a great way to get started with Tailor Brands, but you're also going to be able to use Tailor Brands to register your domain name, design a beautiful logo for your new business, get a business email address set up, design your own stunning website, and you can even create a digital business card and create all of your merch for your business so you can get the word out there and start making money. I mean, look how easy it is for me to not just come up with this brand new, beautiful 180 Law Co. logo, but I already get to see what it's going to look like on a beautiful new website, on a business card, on social media posts, and even on my very own merch. And right now I have a very special offer for my All Up in Your Business fam. You can use my affiliate link in the description to check out more of what Tailor Brands has to offer. But if you use the promo code AllUpInYourBusiness20, you'll get a 20% discount on all of Tailor Brands' plans, excluding their LLC formation. But the 20% off is going to be good for a lot of other things that you'll be able to take advantage of with Tailor Brands. So thank you to Tailor Brands for partnering with us for this episode. Don't forget to check them out using the link in the description and use All Up in Your Business 20 to save 20%. Whew, man, it's hot. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's like a heat wave going on in Southern California. Whew, man, am I sweaty. Get it back together, Aiden. Whew, it's hot. All right, so as a business lawyer, I do a lot of consults and consultations with new clients who are coming to me to get help starting their business. And often the conversation starts with them telling me, Aiden, I need help forming an LLC for my new business, which is great. I love to hear that. But, you know, I'm a lawyer. My job isn't just to do the legal services for my clients. It's to counsel them and advise them and help them navigate the legal waters and navigate this whole process. So I'm not going to just listen to my client and say, hey, I want an LLC. I'm going to dig. I'm going to make sure that's actually the right move for that person that I'm talking to. And so almost always my response when they tell me, yeah, I need help forming an LLC, my question is, why? Why? Why do you think an LLC is what you need right now? What are you hoping to get from it? What benefits do you think the LLC is going to provide to you? Because sure, an LLC can be really useful and helpful for a lot of businesses, but it's not the end all be all of starting a business. There are a lot of benefits to it, but those benefits aren't always going to be worth it or be that beneficial for everybody. So if you're thinking about forming an LLC, the first thing I want you to ask yourself is why? why am I doing this? What do I think I'm gonna get out of it? Usually the answer that I get back to that is I wanna protect my assets. I want to protect my personal stuff. If my business gets sued, I want that limited liability protection, because that really is the main benefit of forming the LLC, is we separate ourselves as humans from our new business. If the business gets sued, we should still be protected. Our personal assets, our house, our car, our investments, our savings, anything else that we worked up for personally should be protected. So then the second question to ask yourself is, well, do I have assets that need protecting? Surprisingly, I talk to a lot of people who are like, you know, I'm on a limited budget. I don't have a whole lot of money to put into this. And I kind of start digging some more and I find out, you know, they don't own their home, they rent, maybe they have a car, but they don't have a ton of savings built up. They don't have a ton of investments. Like the rest of us, they're kind of just getting by, maybe living paycheck to paycheck. So if you don't have any assets to protect, then what's the purpose of forming an LLC? To protect your assets? You are what we in the biz like to call judgment proof. Let's say you continued operating as a sole proprietorship without forming the LLC and you got sued and the person suing you won and you got a judgment against you for $1 million. If you don't have $1 million, if you don't have any dollars, if you don't have a house that can be liquidated, if you don't have things that can satisfy that judgment, there's not a whole lot that person's going to be able to do. Sure, they can, you know, potentially garnish wages or get a charging order if you did form an LLC or something. There are ways that they can try to collect a judgment, but if you're judgment proof because you have no assets, then there's really nothing you need to protect. Sometimes when I ask that question, why do you want to form this LLC? The answer I'm going to get back is, well, I want to be able to save on taxes. I want to lower my tax bill. If you're thinking that forming an LLC is going to help you save on taxes, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's not. Particularly with a single member LLC or even a multi-member, they're considered disregarded entities or pass-through entities. The IRS taxes it as if the LLC doesn't exist. So there's quite literally, very, very little difference tax-wise operating as a sole proprietorship versus a single member LLC. Now, of course, you can get some benefit if you then make an S corporation tax election. The S Corp election can sometimes save actual taxes, but that comes with it a whole host of other accounting, payroll, tax responsibilities that aren't always going to be a great idea for people, especially if they're just starting their business. So if you're asking yourself, should I form this LLC? Is this the right move? If the main goal you're looking for is to save taxes, then maybe don't do it. Or do it and just plan on making that S Corp election, or do it and plan on not saving taxes. Sometimes the response that I get when I ask that question is, I want to avoid being sued, which again, forming an LLC isn't going to avoid lawsuits. It is going to separate your liability. So to an extent, it's going to avoid you personally being sued. That's not always the case. There are ways to pierce the corporate veil. It's not a perfect protection all the time. But even with an LLC, that itself isn't going to ward off lawsuits altogether. They're just going to be directed at the LLC instead. You've also got to ask yourself, well, what is my risk of actually being sued in my industry or my job? Am I really in a high risk situation where I might be sued by somebody? Let's say you're selling digital goods online on Etsy. You know, your risk of liability is probably pretty low compared to someone who's giving legal advice or medical advice, or maybe doing something really active, like if you're a personal trainer and you've got your clients in the gym and they could drop a thing and hit themselves and get very injured. Those might be riskier lines to be in versus if you're just selling stuff online. And really, if you want to avoid getting sued, insurance is going to be the first line of defense to avoid lawsuits in the first place. If someone gets hurt, let's say I'm a personal trainer, if one of my clients gets hurt and it's, maybe my fault, my insurance will cover damage and personal injury up to my limit, my amounts in my coverage. But if that covers whatever damage that my client may have had, they won't have to sue me to collect more. If my insurance is covering it, then there's no need for a lawsuit at all. So an LLC will protect you to an extent from being personally sued. It's not going to prevent lawsuits to your business in general. The better way to do that is with insurance. So talk to an insurance broker about general liability insurance or professional liability if it applies to you, if you really want to make sure you avoid getting sued. The next thing I want you to ask yourself is, am I making money in my business yet? Or do I have a solid plan and I'm almost certain I'm going to be making money in the next few months? Because if your business, isn't making money, then it's not really a business yet. And why waste the money to form an LLC if you're not even generating a profit from this brand new business yet? So if you don't have money coming in, again, there's not a whole lot that you need to protect with the LLC. Unless you've got your business plan in place, which you should, and you've got a plan for how am I going to start generating money, and you're pretty confident your business is going to be profitable in the first few months of its existence, then okay, let's form that LLC right now. Otherwise, you can just wait until your business starts making money and then form the LLC then. And finally, ask yourself, am I doing this because I want my business to look more legit or more professional? That's a common feeling for a lot of people, that if I have this LLC for my business, that makes me look like I'm a real business, and it's going to help me with getting clients. It's going to help with my reputation. It's going to just help me look better overall. And sure, that might be a thing, but I think that's much more of a personal kind of choice. And frankly, running your business in a legit way is gonna make you more legit than just forming an LLC. Personally, I don't care if I'm working with a sole proprietor or a person who's doing business under their LLC. As long as they're doing good work for me and it's easy to work with them and I enjoy working with them and they're doing what they say they're gonna do, I couldn't care less if they're operating as an LLC or a sole proprietor. If you think it makes you look more legit, that's a fine, valid reason to form an LLC. But if that's your sole reason for doing it, maybe it's not totally worth it. Who knows? So in the end, the primary benefits of forming that LLC are really going to come down to the liability protection that you get personally, and potentially the tax savings that you'll get if you make that S corporation election at some point too. So if you have a low risk tolerance, if you're really nervous about having any kind of legal issues against you, if you do have assets that you want to protect, if it's important to you that your business facing is professional and legit looking, then of course an LLC is going to be a good idea. But it's important that you go into it recognizing exactly what this LLC is going to do for me and not having these maybe unreasonable expectations of the benefits it's going to give you. Again, if you decide you do want to move forward with forming that LLC, be sure to check out Tailor Brands, because they're going to make it so easy for you with their all-in-one solution to not just start that LLC, but design a beautiful logo, get your domain name registrations, get your business email, design your own beautiful website, get a business card design, and even get some merch put together so you can start marketing, promoting, and making all the money that we can. Or, I guess we're not all in this for the money. That's fine. Maybe you have some other altruistic goals, but accomplishing whatever goal it is you have for this new business, Tailor Brands is going to be an awesome solution for that, and you're going to be able to save 20% on their plans with my discount code AllUpInYourBusiness20 if you use the link in the description below. If you learned a thing or two in this episode, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and that bell so you get notified when I post a new video. Check the description also if you want to download my new business checklist. I talked a little bit about S Corps in this video. You may have been saying to yourself, Aiden, what's an S Corp? I don't know what that means. If you want to keep the conversation going and learn more about S Corps, I've got another video on it. Click that. I will meet you over there. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Aiden Durham, and I'll see you next time. Oh my God, it's so hot. Okay, I think that's good enough. I think that's good. Okay, all right, that's good.